Welcome. Hi, this is Julie Geigle. I am a co-author and a chapter spokesperson for 365 Days of Angel Prayers. And I am so excited to join you here on this beautiful launch today of our second edition, and it's also available or coming out in Spanish. So incredibly excited to be a part of this amazing project. And I've got this beautiful little kitty that wants to say hello. Hello, everybody. Oh my goodness sakes. Definitely brought to you by the angels. Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Well, this is again Julie Geigel coming to you live from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I am here to share a beautiful prayer with you today. And hi, Monique and Susan. Oh, welcome, Molly. I would love to hear where you're from and how you found us, the angel prayers, the angel book. Uh, Hello, Kitty from Tammy. Yes, and when she purrs, her whole body purrs. It's so amazing, so amazing. All right, so I am here to share with share with you my angel prayer on healing communication, and this was posted in the June 1st. I'm a chapter spokesperson for the month of June, and it is the first prayer for the month of June. Oh, thanks, Patty. And Pamela, or Pam from New York, thanks for joining us here today. And be sure to buzz over to Amazon.com if you're interested in buying a copy. They make great gifts. I actually bought 10 books and shared them with everybody I knew, my sisters, my mother, my girlfriends, and they just loved them. So very excited to have a new edition to share and with all of my beautiful peoples out there. All right, so I I work closely with Archangel Metatron, and I am just so honored and delighted to work with such a beautiful being. And I wanted to share with you my angel story, how I came to channel Archangel Metatron. Oh my gosh, quite amazing. So I started my journey, my spiritual journey, about 10 years ago, and I went to a few classes, and I went to my very first psychic class. And I wasn't psychic. I didn't call myself psychic at that time. I was a school teacher. I taught sixth grade. And so it just was an area of interest that I had. And so after the class, I came home and there was this really intense energy standing behind me. I mean, it felt like a real person standing behind me. And, I'm all empowered after being at that class all day. And I'm like, all right, who's there? And then I heard the word Metatron. And I've never heard of Metatron before. And I had no idea who that was. And I was scared. And so I went back to the class the next day and I asked my teacher, do you know anybody named Metatron? And she looked at me and her eyes popped open and she's like, ooh, yes, I do. And I said, and I shared the story, and she was like, wow, wow, Metatron is definitely someone who's working with you now, and quite honored to be working with Metatron. He is the bridge from the human, from our earth plane to the divine, and he walked the earth as Enoch. So he's definitely in the Bible. So I put that on a shelf because the whole thing just kind of creeped me out. I was like, oh, right, no. And about 5 years later, I had left teaching. I had opened my own business. Oh, hello, Maria from Greece. I had opened my own business. I was a hypnotherapist. And once a month, I hosted a beautiful class on mediumship. And so I would chatter away about how to communicate with loved ones. And then at the very end, I would go around the room and I would just do a really quick reading for people. And there was this young gentleman. I'd never met him before. He was about 22. And when I went around the room, and I would have people put their hands up, and then I would put my hands on top of theirs. And when I went around and got to him, a huge jolt shot through my whole body. And I popped my eyes up and I was like, oh, wow, wow, what was that? And he opens his eyes and he's real serious. He looks me deep in the eye and he says, uh, your channels have now been opened. You are now ready to channel. I looked at him and I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And what he didn't know is that I had begun studying the law of attraction, and I had a girlfriend who had the series of Esther Hicks channeling, and there were like 12 videos, and I had watched the whole set, I mean, hours and hours of video with my husband. And at the end of the series, I turned to my husband and I said, wow, wouldn't that be fun to channel an amazing spiritual being and share these beautiful messages with people and travel around the world in this big bus? And my husband's like, no. And so I had opened my mind to receiving and to being a vehicle for channeling. And he didn't know that. I hadn't shared that with anyone. And so I was definitely a sign for me that I was on the right path and moving in the right direction, and that the angels were working with me to make that happen. So that night I did some automatic writing, and I asked, the first question, who will I be channeling? And the name Muhammad came out. And I was like, well, that's kind of strange. Why would I channel Muhammad Ali? I don't want to channel Muhammad Ali. If that's what this is, I changed my mind. And so I went out and I asked my husband, I said, do we know anybody named Muhammad? And he starts laughing because we're Catholic. And he says, Julie, Muhammad in the Bible? Yes, we do. And I was like, oh, that Muhammad. Yeah, okay. I'll channel that Muhammad. That was just somebody I was comfortable with. And so that's how I started. I started channeling Muhammad, and I channeled him for probably 8 months. And then along came this beautiful person. I met her at a psychic fair that we did together, and she invited me to come to Duluth and channel for her Unity group. And I'd never done anything like that. And I thought, oh, that sounds like fun. And so I drove down to Duluth, stayed with her. She was fabulous, and great group of people, probably 50. And I get up there and I do my spiel and I close my eyes and take a deep breath to channel. And I get sick. I get like, I'm going to throw up. And I'm like, I'm not throwing up in front of all these people. This is crazy. So I opened my eyes up and I stood up and I just explained to the group, the crowd, I said, I'm really sorry, but I'm just overcome with nausea. And I'm very embarrassed. I don't want to throw up in front of everybody. But I'm okay to just talk. And so I did. I just talked about channeling and answered a lot of questions. I mean, it was really a great time and everything like that. And they were very forgiving and explained that the energy of that space was very intense. So I was probably feeling a lot of what that was all about. So anyway, we get home. I get back to her house. Threw up like 5 times. It was horrible. And the next night we were supposed to go channel at another place. And I'm like, I'm canceling. I'm just going to go home tomorrow. I can't do this. And she's like, why don't you just wait and see how you feel in the morning? I was like, all right, all right. So I get up in the morning and I felt fabulous. And she's like, let's do it. And I'm like, okay. So we go on to the next spot. And that day, I'm praying and meditating. And actually during my meditation, I had heard, you are now going to channel Archangel Metatron. And by that time, it had been a few years. I had did some research, so I knew who he was. And I was familiar with the energy, and I wasn't as creeped out or afraid of all of that. And so she did healing work, and she said, Julie, she said, let's do a healing for you before our channeling, just to kind of ground the energy, make sure, help you be okay and be centered with channeling Muhammad. And at the end, it was about a 30-minute session. And at the end of the session, all of a sudden, she burst into tears. So here I am laying on my stomach. She had like a massage chair. And I'm like leaning forward, and I'm like, what, is everything okay? And she's like, oh my gosh, Metatron is here, Archangel Metatron, and I can see your beautiful angel wings, his beautiful angel wings overlaying your angel wings. And she said, and he's here to tell you that you're channeling him tonight, that he's coming through, not to worry, and that everything is going to be okay. Wow. And I channeled Metatron that night, and that was 5 years ago. And I've been channeling Metatron ever since. It's just been an amazing journey, way beyond anything that I could have ever expected. And so very excited to be an angel messenger, a co-author of this beautiful book, 365 Days of Angel Prayers. You can find that over on Amazon at amazon.com. And I'm sharing with you, before we run out of time, my angel prayer. You can find this on June 1st of the book. And I've got the first edition here. I haven't got my new copy yet. And this is a prayer for healing communication. Archangel Metatron, I call on you now for your assistance in healing my communication with others. And just take a nice deep breath and allow yourself to move in to this beautiful space the angels have come to create, a beautiful healing today for communication. Please surround me with a beautiful cloak of love, knowing that I am fully supported in all that I say and do here and beyond. I now visualize my throat chakra opening, and any blocks to my ability to respond lovingly and appropriately in my relationships with others is now dissolved and released. Take a deep breath and just imagining any blocks dissolving. Any interference to communications is now healed in all dimensions of time and space. I step into my power and trust that perfect words will come to me at the perfect time to allow me to express my truth perfectly with all those I come into contact with. And just imagining a beautiful energy of love flowing out from you to those around you as you communicate with them. Thank you, Archangel Metatron, for your wisdom, your love, and your guidance. I trust and remember that everything is always in divine and perfect order. By the grace of God, it is so. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a nice deep breath and just allow those words to sink deeply into every cell, every being of your fiber. And this is Julie Geigle. I'm an international psychic medium trance channel for Archangel Metatron and Awakened Healer. And I am the chapter spokesperson for the month of June. I have 12 prayers sprinkled throughout the book, one in every month. So I'm thrilled and delighted to be part of this incredible book. It really is beautiful. And I would love to have you run over to Amazon.com. We have loads of great gifts and free readings that we're giving everybody here today. And you can, again, find that at Amazon.com. Much love to you. I'm signing off now. This is Julie Geigle. May the angels uplift and inspire you every day. Thank you.